Hey everybody, how's it going? With the rise of AI and people panicking about the super spooky impending doom of our robot overlords, I wanted to try my hand at generating some stories with AI. And I thought, what better than some horror stories? But before I get into that, I just wanted to say thank you to you guys. Within just the past year, you have watched and helped me grow so much and strive to give me a reason to make this content. None of my videos would be possible without you guys, so thank you so much. And then without further ado, let's just get into it. For our first story, I asked ChatGPT to give me a 3-paragraph scary original horror story for adults. I did this mainly just to test the waters before I get super wacky with the stories, and ChatGPT chewed up what I gave it like a hearty bowl of cereal and spat out The Mansion of Haunting Horrors. The old mansion stood as a haunting relic, hidden within the depths of a dense forest. Its once grand facade had succumbed to the decay of time, the walls sagging and the windows shattered. Local legends whispered of the horrors that lurked within those cursed halls. Brave souls who dared venture near reported strange figures moving in the moonlight, accompanied by blood-curdling screams that echoed through the night. The townspeople knew better than to explore the mansion, but one man, driven by morbid curiosity, decided to uncover the truth. Ethan, a seasoned paranormal investigator, arrived at the mansion with a camera in hand and a sense of unease in his heart. As he entered, an icy gust greeted him, sending a shiver down his spine. The air smelled of mildew and despair. As he climbed the creaking stairs, the walls seemed to whisper secrets. Suddenly, a shadow figure darted across the hallway, vanishing into thin air. Ethan's heart raced, and he hurriedly snapped the photo in the hopes of capturing evidence. But when he reviewed the image, it was distorted, revealing only a black void where the figure had been. His courage wavered, but Ethan pressed on, descending into the mansion's bowels. The basement revealed a labyrinth of dark corridors and rusted chains hanging ominously from the ceiling. He sensed a malevolent presence lurking in the shadows, watching his every move. The oppressive silence was shattered by a sudden thud. Turning towards the noise, Ethan was paralyzed with fear as the chains began to sway, swaying with a life of their own. Something ancient and sinister was awakening, hungering for souls to claim. As Ethan tried to flee, the mansion seemed to conspire against him. Doors slammed shut, locking him in each room he entered. The walls whispered taunts, and invisible hands grabbed at his ankles, seeking to drag him into the abyss. Panic engulfed him, threatening to consume his sanity. In one final desperate attempt to escape, Ethan burst through the front door, stumbling out into the moonlit forest. He dared not look back, but as he took a breath of relief, the mansion's windows glowed with an otherworldly light. The spirit of the mansion had been unleashed, ready to terrorize the world once again. Now, there was a conclusion to that story, and I'll pop it up right here if you want to read it yourself, but I figured I'd end it at the fourth one to make the story make sense and not any more mediocre than it is. Also, if you didn't notice, I asked for 3 paragraphs, and it gave me 5. So I don't know how good ChatGPT is at listening, and I really do hope this is an original story, but if not, can someone please let me know, because I know ChatGPT does pull from the internet. Next, I asked it to give me a short horror story that is original and includes Donald Trump and Joe Biden escaping Luigi's mansion from all of the ghosts. And this time I asked for a minimum of 5 paragraphs, learning from last time and letting the AI do its thing. As you can tell, I took a funnier approach to this, or at least more juvenile approach to this, and wanted to see how it would turn out. In the eerie darkness of the abandoned Luigi's mansion, the air hung heavy with a foreboding sense of terror. Former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden found themselves trapped within its haunted walls. Their shared political differences momentarily forgotten in the face of a far more sinister threat. The ghostly specters that had plagued Luigi for years were now determined to claim these high-profile intruders as their next victims. As Trump and Biden cautiously traversed the mansion's creaking corridors, the walls seemed to whisper their names, exacerbating their unease. Suddenly, a ghastly apparition materialized before them, a vengeful ghost bearing an uncanny resemblance to the late President Abraham Lincoln. Its hollow voice echoed through the halls, proclaiming,
"Only one of you can leave this wretched place alive."
With their survival instincts kicking in, Trump and Biden begrudgingly formed a temporary alliance. As they scoured the mansion for an escape route, the ghosts intensified their assault, manifesting as grotesque caricatures of past presidents. The air grew colder as the ghost of Richard Nixon crept towards them, his eerie smile accentuated by moonlight filtering through the cracked windows. Desperate, Trump and Biden stumbled upon a dusty library, the room shrouded in an ethereal glow. In a stroke of luck, they discovered a book with ancient incantations that could banish the ghosts and restore order. However, as they chanted the words aloud, the room began to warp and distort, revealing an unspeakable horror lurking just beneath the surface. The spirits of the former presidents merged together, forming an abomination fueled by rage and anguish. This grotesque entity, a monstrous amalgamation of Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, and Richard Nixon, loomed over them, its twisted features contorted in malice. In a final desperate act, Trump and Biden mustered their courage, directing a beam of pure determination from their outstretched hands. The combined force pierced the spectral abomination, causing it to wail in agony as it dissolved into nothingness. With the mansion's curse broken, Trump and Biden stumbled outside, gasping for fresh air. They exchanged a weary glance, silently acknowledging the bond forged in their shared ordeal. As the sun peeked over the horizon, casting its warm glow on their faces, they parted ways, knowing that they had experienced something beyond the realm of politics. A terrifying encounter that transcended their differences and united them in the face of true horror. And that was Horror Presidents Unite, as titled by ChatGPT, which honestly could also have a double meaning depending on how you look at that story. And I don't know what the AI knows that we don't about Trump and Biden and their magical beam powers, but at least they were able to vanquish the monster, and the AI even gave us a lesson about our differences at the end. All in all, generating, editing, recording, and, doing whatever with these stories for you guys was super fun. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to let me know and I'll do it again sometime.
See ya!